Golf Lover UK, here on a range at JCB for the LIV tournament, joined by friend of the show, Wade Ormsby. Wade, great to see you again, my friend.
Thanks for having us on board.
Are you well?
All good, thanks. I'd like to be playing, but
yeah.
I'm here on the range, so it's all good.
You've already abused me about my golf swing?
Yeah, gave you a bit of abuse, put a bit of fear in your head about the tight fairways here at JCB, but no, it's perfect nick out here, but it's nice to be here.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is perfect turf. You just want to sit on the range all day and peel out divots.
Yeah, and you can see there've been plenty of divots peeled out.
Yeah, it's that type of grass, you know, it's really tight and kind of hit nice divots, but yeah, it's perfect condition this week, the whole golf course, and I'm sure the fans will see that on TV. Yeah,
and I think that what the fans won't see on TV, maybe in the same way we can see here, is the elevation of this course.
Yeah, it's up and down. It's a beautiful property. It's got quite a bit going on. You know, it's streams, creeks, the whole beautiful old buildings out there. But it is tricky. It's quite a few boys found it hard to get their heads around the place. You know, we've never been here before, so everyone's doing their homework and trying to work out how to play it. And I'm interested to see how the guys are going to play it out there today. I'll watch a bit of golf this afternoon.
Well, we're already maybe 4 or 5 holes in, and there've been a few bogeys, and 16 and 18 have been places where they've already been scored, and we did a preview yesterday, of course, and 16's a tough hole.
Yeah.
And with that pin tucked on the left next to all that rough, it's just going to, there's some holes here that can be difficult to score on.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the rough's really penal, you know. If it's not wet, the club just doesn't go through and it gets really sticky, so you've got to hit fairways. I think there's going to be a big spread of scores. I can see someone shooting a score out there, but I can see some high scores out there too, so we'll see if that's true.
Yeah, and I think it's a scoring bunches course. There's a couple of holes together, like you can get 12 the drivable par 4, 13's that par 5 up the chute, wind behind. 40, you can score a little bit there, and then you get to 16, 17, 18. You're just trying to protect your score almost there. You just don't want to make a number.
No, absolutely. I think every golf course has its own rhythm, and because we haven't been here, we haven't really worked that out yet, but it feels like that patch around like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, you can make your score, but then there's definitely parts of the golf course where you've got to try and hang on. I think 1, 2 and 3 you can kind of get it going as well.
Yeah. I've not really spent much time on 3, so it's a bit of a misnomer. I'm going to get over there later on, but is it gettable?
Absolutely. I think it's about 285 over the left-hand traps, and it starts feeding down to like 320.
Yeah.
Players like me can't quite get it down there, but if there's a bit of help in the wind, you can get it down there where you can go for the green. But it's a really risky approach to that green because everything slopes left to right towards the water. I think you're going to see a lot of boys dropping for 3, playing 4 on the right edge of the green. But no, it's a cool hole. The green area is like a 16th hole at the K Club. It's kind of very similar to that. But no, it's a really cool property, and I think they'll continue to make improvements to it to kind of just juggle the venue because no one's been here before. So probably needs a little bit of massaging, but it's a great place to start.
And JCB have committed to that. Interestingly, JCB have said, look, we'll take on board your feedback, your thoughts, and we'll make sure that next year it's how you want it. And you can't ask for more from a host club where we're going to be here with LIV for the next couple of years. Than someone say, well, if you don't quite like something, let us know and we'll jiggle it around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great golf course already, but it can be kind of tweaked, I think, and be even better. And I've definitely got the machines here to do it if they need to move a few things around.
I think they might have some equipment.
Yeah, exactly right. There's plenty of impressive stuff around the property, but no, it's just really cool to be here.
The equipment's impressive, but I've never seen vehicles with so many large tyres.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Huge tyres like towering over me. It's just unbelievable.
I think the cool thing is like the manufacturing plant's like right next door. It's outside the gate.
It's just there,
outside the gate, you know, and you can see that. It's not like it's just like the main offices. It's like the whole thing's there.
And as we turn into the property, they've got the parking lot outside the factory, which has got thousands and thousands of ththese massive yellow machines.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. We had the welcome dinner there on I think Wednesday night with the museum and the shop and all the manufacturing going on in the background, which is just shows you how true it actually really is.
Well, look, we could talk about the course all day, and it's my propensity to talk about anything all day, but you're here and you've kindly offered me some time to show me how you think on the range, but also, interestingly, how you manage your swing and how you manage your swing thoughts. How do I put it nicely about myself and many golfers that are sort of 9, 10, up to 15? It can often be that mental fragility and getting things wrong mentally that are as big a problem often as just execution. So you said about people not managing their swing throughout a round. So if you want to tell us more about what you're doing, what your thought process is, I think the viewers would really get a lot of value out of that.
Yeah, I think the general amateur and the professional are very similar now. I think sport's so process driven. We've got a lot of answers. We know mechanically how to swing the golf club, but we've all got tendencies in our golf swings. You know, I've still got tendencies that I'm fighting that I've had for 25, 30 years when I started playing the game. So I guess we're trying to stick to a process and trying to manage that, keep everything quite as neutral as possible. And they all sound like cliches, but you're always trying to work everything back to a zero, not just with swing path and all that, because we've all got a shape that we like to hit. But yeah,
no one's really 0 to 0. That's the thing.
I think it's dangerous getting to 0 to 0. You don't know what's coming out. You know, you're right on a knife's edge. You know, I could go through every player in the field and tell you what shape they hit. Very small, but I can tell you what they're genuinely trying to hit, and that's their safety, or that's what they try to do. So
they asked Blandy yesterday in the section he did about how do you hit a draw. He went, I haven't for 20 years.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to try.
And no, I listened to something on Brooks the other day. They said, oh, how do you hit a draw with the driver? And I said, I don't. I hit 3-wood, you know. And it's just things like that. And even as us as players, we still pick up on other players, and you learn from players, especially like Brooks and Bryson and Cam Smith and DJ. You know, these guys are kind of amazing players and got so much to offer, and we're still learning from them. I'm sure they're still learning from other people as well. So yeah, I guess the big thing after a range, you're always trying to manage your game. Whether you have a great ball striking day or a poor day, you're still coming back and trying to do the same thing. Some days it's easier to do, other days you just got to keep on trusting what you're trying to implement and the process you're going through. So I guess that starts with your setup. Have a good target on the range, you know. And for me, I've always had a bit of a sloppy setup. I've used to have my hands behind it. These are all my tendencies, you know. So I always trying to get my weight a bit further forward, and a lot of things that I just kind of slip back into my old tendencies that I'm always working on. And sometimes you can't try those things on the golf course because you're trying to piece the score together, but you come out here and you've got a few free swings, if you like, that you can try to work it out and put a few things into practice and see if that's the right way to go.
And if those tendencies are creeping in mid-round, where is your mind on, as you say, you're trying to put a piece of score together, how much are you trying to get to what you're working on versus going, okay, I am where I am, I just got to get it around?
Yeah, absolutely. You're always fighting there, and you don't want to make a mistake on the golf course, but often around a golf course you might get 2 or 3 shots which are quite easy, and you can have a little tinker with your golf swing out there, but you don't want to get into that kind of mold out there, because all of a sudden you hit an errant shot and it's going to cost you a shot really quickly. But yeah, you do try and throw a few little changes at it out there, but they're not just kind of phantom fixes. You kind of know what you're trying to implement mid round. So yeah, so basically, like your setup for me, I'm just trying to work quite zero. My pivot in my golf swing is the main thing. My arm action is always quite good, and that's driven largely from my body action, but I'm always trying to work my body. I've never been a big turner, so I'm always trying to make sure I can keep my body moving, and hopefully everything else falls into place, which history shows for me it does fall into place, but I just got to keep pivoting my body. And that's my fixes. You know, everyone's got their own, so that's what kind of helps me.
And that's what every time you're trying to fix, you get back to that.
Yeah, I think there's probably 2 or 3 different ways of going about it. You know, where my weight is. If I'm kind of got my weight too far back, I can't pivot properly. So I'm always trying to centralise my.
You're getting stuck back.
Yeah,
there.
Exactly. I just get stuck, and my arms can't move then. So I'm trying to just get nice and balanced over the ball. For me, it always feels like I've got to put more weight on my left side, and then I just got to try and turn as long as I can. Don't rush my backswing. I've always been underpowered, and my mental fix has always been to try to swing it faster, but actually I just mismatch it and I'll miss my timing more. So I'm always trying to slow down, try to make my build up, organise my backswing as slow and as full as I possibly can, then I've got more chance of making my downswing better and hitting good golf shots.
Can we see you hit a few? Great.
Yeah, hopefully it looks good, but yeah, so you got more chance to kind of check things on the range, just trying to get your balance. I get the club too far in my fingers or my palms, so I'm just trying to get it a bit more on my fingertips. There's always little things I'm trying to work on. Quite straight, but a little bit thin.
What amazes me there is that you've gone through things that all amateurs go through. You just thought about your grip, your fingers. It's just, I think people watching this, they think that you just wake up in the morning, you grip it right, you stand right, you turn right. Yeah. But the truth is that isn't what happens.
If you see what the guys go through to warm up and make sure their bodies are the same every day, you know, we're always trying to make tiny little changes, always to make things better, because you're always slipping back or slipping back into your old faults, but you're always just trying to get back to the fundamentals, you know, like my grip. Like I said, my tendency is to get it in the palm, trying to get a little bit more on my fingers. That just allows my right arm to work better. A little bit more weight in my left knee, I'm feeling, and then just turn, slow it down. Better strike, and we just keep pounding golf balls to try and ingrain what you're trying to do. Some days it comes, some days it doesn't, but I think the most important thing is you don't deviate off what you're trying to do. You just kind of stick to your process, because some days it's going to be easier, other days it's just going to be a battle.
It's coming out lovely. It's coming out really nice.
You always want it to come out better, but yeah, there's a kind of left to right wind here. It's always a bit of a battle. We just want to make sure
the wind's got to be a club and a half off the left. It's blowing.
Yeah, exactly, and we try to manage that. You know, it's not probably wise to stand out here all day and smash balls in a hard left to right wind, because you're building compensation into your golf swing to give you the desired ball flight.
Yeah, well, earlier I was aiming maybe 20 yards left of that 150 sign, and if you pound it all day like that and you go out there, then you built that in without maybe.
You're building compensation subconsciously to give yourself the desired ball flight, and all of a sudden you turn around, the wind's off the right tomorrow morning, you can't stop the ball going over your left foot. So you got to be careful and read into that, and just do, I guess, quality practice rather than quantity, and just kind of manage the conditions as well.
What's next for you in the next couple of weeks? Are you playing at Fox Hills?
Yeah, absolutely. International Series, Fox Hills, I'll be there. It's an important one for me on the schedule. It should be a good golf course for me. And then I'm going to go to Greenbrier in the LIV role, in the LIV reserve role, and then I've got a couple more LIV events, and I've got a big end of the year for International Series, which
3 or
is
4,
super important to me. I want to get back out here and on one of the teams, so I'll be pushing hard the back end of the year to make sure I can.
You're up there in the standings. You've got every opportunity to get that place.
Yeah, well, game doesn't feel too bad, but you just got to try to convert 1 or 2 wins there and try and chase down Johnny Catlin. He's had a great start to the year.
It's a great year, isn't he?
Yep. You kind of want him to keep playing well, but not too well, so you can't chase him down. But he's doing great things at the moment, playing fantastic golf. So it's nice to see guys come from there and get straight out here and playing fantastic.
Yeah. Well, look, thank you so much for your time. I hope everyone's enjoyed that. I like the insights. I like hearing how, despite the fact that you're a professional golfer who's won on tour and victories at Hong Kong, it's just, you still go through the same mental anguish.
Yeah, absolutely.
As high handicappers.
Yeah, you absolutely love and hate your golf swing at the same time. You know, it's a constant battle. It's a journey. You're never going to master the golf swing. It's always going to be a process, and you're always going to go up and down this little road. You want to obviously try and get better each day, but that's absolutely not going to be the case. So you just got to keep working away.
Mate, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thanks for having me on.